All right, we are here right now with Dylan Schommer, who spent last season with us and went from Switzerland all the way to the BAL, the Basketball Africa League, which is a huge jump in level. So, Dylan, first question for you. When you got the call that you were going to get a contract and the opportunity to play in the BAL, what did that feel like?
It was super exciting. I mean, I didn't expect it. It was really out of nowhere. We were still in the middle of the playoffs when I got the call, and they were like, "Hey, we would really like to have you on our team." And so I was super excited, and it was like really out of nowhere.
And it's
So I
true. You
was
made
surprised.
that contract. That was more money in 1 month than you made the entire season with Neuchâtel, right?
Exactly, yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So I want to go back right now to when you first contacted me in December, and things weren't going the way you thought they were this season. You were pretty frustrated.
Yeah, 100%. I had way bigger expectations. I thought I was gonna do like have a bigger impact, a bigger role. I had a bigger role because I was the captain of the team at that time. Or I got voted as the captain, but at the end of the day, I still didn't have like a lot of touches. I didn't have a lot of balls, and then it was just much more difficult for me to kind of figure it out than
What
expected.
what did you think was holding you back from? Because I know you put in work in the summer. I was there. I was there in the gym with you up in Zurich, and I saw how much work you put in. So I know you were dedicated. You were putting the time in, but it just wasn't showing up on the floor. And why do you think that is?
I feel like well, the system in one way wasn't really catered to the position four, and I wasn't really, how do you say, I didn't know what to look for
Hmm.
because I worked on my skills and I worked on the stuff I can control in one sense of way, like making shots, um, dribbling the ball the right way, doing the right passes. But I didn't really know what to look for on the court to like put me into a position that I'm comfortable to like put me in the game, even though, or how do you say, like let the game come to me. I really didn't know how to put myself into rhythm. I would take bad shots early on, and that would kill my rhythm for the whole game, and I'll overanalyze, overthink, and everything. And I think that's what held me back a lot too.
Yeah, you're kind of your own worst enemy in that sense. But it doesn't help either when coach is taking you out for the smallest mistakes and you're watching other guys make those same mistakes and it just didn't seem fair. But at the same time, I remember watching your film and I was like, man, like the one specific thing I remember teaching you was like how to screen. You were in the right spot, you were technically doing the right thing, but I was just like, you can just get a little bit better at that, and that's going to open so many doors for you.
Yeah, I mean, the screening helped 100%. It was really setting the screens that made the essential difference at the end. And just setting right screens and rolling hard to the basket, it really it was a game changer for me. And it was a small thing to change. It was not like you got to start shooting 50% from three to get more minutes.
No, no, but creating those opportunities for your guards, like you said, rolling hard to the rim, taking the easy ones. And do you remember the player that I told you to watch? Do you remember what his name was?
Yeah, that was Vezenkov. You showed me
Zenkov?
a lot of clip. Yeah, you showed me a lot of clips of Vezenkov with the push-offs, getting quick, using your arms to get free,
Mm-hmm.
and always like holding your arms on the screens,
Mm-hmm.
and just like basically just altering the path of the defender.
Yeah. It was really awesome to see you kind of put the whole package together and you just stayed consistent. You kept watching the film, kept putting that steady continuous improvement and you really became an impactful and consistent player for your team throughout the course of the year. And I truly believe, and you can vouch for this or not, but that was a huge reason why those high level coaches in the BAL they noticed you and they wanted to sign you.
Yeah, no, I think for sure that was one of the reasons. I mean, they must have saw something. The coach told me he basically he watched the playoff games, especially like the most recent games, and that's what I think what made him change his mind to take me. And I mean, it was a process because they chose me, and once I got there, I had a contract signed, but there were five other guys that were with us in practice. So I
Hmm.
wasn't in the team yet. So they just signed me, but I didn't know if I was gonna make the team immediately. And then thankfully I was the one to get chosen, but also he was like saying, yeah, because I pick up the details quickly, I set good screens consistently and all these things, and that was what kind of tilted it in my favor that I got picked.
Because you were having an impact even in those practices, and
Yeah,
more importantly, the work that we did earlier really set you up to arrive in that new situation and pick those things up quickly. So coach doesn't have to explain everything to you.
exactly. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, hey, congrats again on a great season, and congrats on making that huge leap in your career and playing in the BAL. And I'm super excited to see where you'll sign next.
Thank you so much.